So hey guys, welcome to this another tutorial in the series of performance testing with Grafana K6, and in this tutorial we are going to write a script for delete request. Before we begin, I once again recommend you guys to visit my YouTube channel ProSDet with AJ, where I'm uploading all the tutorials of this particular playlist on performance testing using Grafana. So in this course, I'm going to teach you all the aspects of performance testing from scratch to advanced. So it's sort of zero to hero course. So please subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for the upcoming videos. Let's go to the VS Code. I'll quickly create a new file. I'll just name it as Tutorial5, and this will be our delete request.js, right? So here we can write the code. So before going into that, let's try to get QRES. Let's visit our QRES website, where we can get some free public APIs to try. So these are all get requests we can copy, but today we are going to look into delete request. So in the delete request, they just have given us the URL. Okay, they have not provided the actual payload, and the expected status code is 204. So let's try to create a request out of it. I'll make it delete request. This will be our end URL. If I hit this, oh, it says missing API key. I'll go back to the web. I'll just get one X API key. How I can pass this into Postman? Into the header section, I'll just put another key, X API. Okay, I'll just put the value here. I'll save it later, but before that, let's try. So in the response also we don't get anything, but this 204 itself indicates all the records from this page is cleaned up, it is deleted, and the response code is 204, right? Let's try to write a script for this now. So first thing first, let's import all the required functions, modules, right? So import, we would need HTTP module from K6. So I will just put here K6/HTTP, right? Then we also need to import some functions like let's say sleep, right? Put here from K6. Then we can get this line copied, so we can import few more functions which are required. I'll just put check group, which is imported. Then one more function we would need is group. So that's all required functions and modules are imported. Now let's export. So export default function is our default entry point for JavaScript. Export default function, right? So this is the area where we can write our code. Now let's call another function called group. Into group, we will name it as, let's say, delete user, right? We put a comma, we'll call another function, right? In this group, we will first of all define URL. Our URL is get it copied from Postman. This is our URL. Yep, that's it. So next thing, we should define headers also, right? Headers will basically have array. Okay, so this array will consist of first key as we have used here XAPI key, right? So I'll just use XAPI key. Now this value you can directly get it from here, or you can parameterize that. You can define it globally, so wherever it is required you can call that XAPI key. So I'll just put here API key, right, and I will define this API key over here. So API key is equals to, I'll put whatever I have copied. Now I need a value for that. So this is the value of XAPI key. Cool. Okay, now let's try to define a couple of more things here, like const. We want a response as well. So this defining response along with hitting that delete request will go hand in hand, which is equals to, let's say, HTTP. Now here the point to be noted, we will just write DEL, which stands for delete request, right? Inside that we will pass URL, comma, into curly braces, headers, which is equal to headers that we have defined, right? The next is check. What we have to check here is the status code, right? So the response we have to validate against the status code, right? So you can write here status is how much we were expecting, 204. Status is 204. Okay, so we will just say R stands for response, which is to be equal to R dot status. This will return the status of response, which is to be equal to 204, right? Yep, that's pretty much. I guess we should be able to execute this. I'll just check what are all errors are present. Okay, I'll open terminal and just put k6 run. I'll give the file path. It says okay, some error. Okay, somewhere we missed out giving parenthesis incorrectly. Okay, it's not a variable that we should define like that, so it's a check function that we should directly call. Let's try to rerun. Cool. So the status is 204. Okay, better let's print what it says. I'll just copy this line of code to print the response of this API, so that we will get what is the error now. Now it says missing API key. Okay, API key though we already have defined, it is correctly calling that API. Oh, so delete request in the Postman, even though we did not pass anything into the body, it assumed it is empty and it succeeded with 402 error, 402 status code. But here in JavaScript we should define the empty payload. So let me quickly do that. Payload, which is nothing inside it. I'll just call that payload here as well, because our delete request cannot go without payload, right? Let's try to rerun now. Yeah, this time the request gets succeeded, right? So let's try to run some load on top of that. So let me open another terminal. We can put k6 run. We need to define the duration -d. Let's say we want to run it for 15 seconds. Then I will define virtual users, number of virtual users I want 10, and required RPS, request per second, let's say 5, and then we will put the path. So this load test, okay, response body is null, that we already know, response body is null. So that's correct observation here. 15 seconds, load test is completed. Total request we could hit is 84 at RPS of 4.9 per second, approximately 5. Total checks succeeded, all are pass, nothing is failed. You can observe the average response time, mean response time, medium response time, 90th percentile of response time, 95th one, right? So all those details are rendered here. Yep, so that's all for today's tutorial. In the next tutorial we will see put request, patch request, and other aspects of those request responses, right? And this is just basics, while understanding the scripting for different type of API request types. But going forward we will start some advanced concepts, like how we can perform spike testing, how we can perform stress testing, how we can do soak testing, right? So a lot of things are there to learn. Just stay followed for that channel which I shared in the beginning of the video, and stay tuned for the upcoming videos. Thank you. Bye bye.